What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to Cowboys News TV, where we bring you the latest updates, news, and in-depth analysis of everything happening with our Dallas Cowboys. I'm Dave, and today, we're diving into one of the most exciting stories coming out of Cowboys training camp, Jaylen Brooks showing off the dog in him as he fights for a spot on the 53-man roster. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, and your support is crucial to helping us get there. Now, let's talk about Jaylen Brooks. Entering Dallas Cowboys training camp, there was a lot of buzz surrounding the battle for wide receiver depth. With the top two spots secured by CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks, the real fight was for the remaining positions on the roster. Jalen Tolbert quickly locked down the number 3 spot, but that left a host of talented players, including Cavante Turpin, Jalen Cropper, and others, all vying for a chance to prove they belong on this team. And then there's Jaylen Brooks, the 7th-round pick out of South Carolina, who's been making some serious noise throughout camp. While many players had their moments to shine, Brooks has been a consistent standout. He's not just trying to make the team, he's out there demanding a spot with his fiery and competitive personality. Cowboys Nation, what do you think about Jaylen Brooks so far? Do you believe he's got what it takes to secure his spot on the roster? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to vote in our community poll on which wide receiver has impressed you the most this preseason. Let's break down what makes Brooks so special. According to Patrick Walker of DallasCowboys.com, Brooks' competitiveness has been on full display all camp long. He's been double-teamed, jawing at defenders, and showing the kind of fire you love to see in a young player fighting for his job. One of the most memorable moments came during the final practice of camp, where Brooks was matched up against none other than All-Pro cornerback Trayvon Diggs. Now, this is where it gets good. Brooks didn't just hold his own, he took it to Diggs, scoring a touchdown and then taunting him by spinning the ball at his feet. That's the kind of confidence and swagger you want from a player who's looking to carve out a role on this team. It's a competitive edge that makes you sit up and take notice. Cowboys fans, what's your take on Brooks' attitude? Do you think his fiery nature will help him secure a spot on the team, or could it potentially cause some friction? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get the conversation going. Brooks' journey to this point hasn't been an easy one. As a 7th-round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, he wasn't exactly a lock to make the roster from the start. In fact, his rookie campaign was fairly quiet. He recorded just 64 yards on 6 catches. But this offseason, something clicked for Brooks, and he came into training camp ready to prove that he's more than just a late-round flyer. And let me tell you, he's done just that. His performance in camp has all but guaranteed him a spot on the 53-man roster, and with the way he's been playing, it's easy to see why. If Brooks can bring the same intensity and playmaking ability that he's shown in Oxnard to the regular season, the Cowboys may have found themselves a hidden gem. So, Cowboys Nation, what are your expectations for Jaylen Brooks this season? Do you think he'll make an impact on the field, or do you see him primarily as a depth player? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to share your thoughts on how the wide receiver room is shaping up overall. As we look ahead to the regular season, it's important to consider the role Jaylen Brooks could play within the Cowboys' offense. While the starting wide receiver spots are locked up with CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks, the opportunities for a player like Brooks to make his mark are definitely there, especially with the inevitable injuries and rotations that come during a grueling NFL season. Brooks has already shown that he can rise to the occasion when given the chance. His fiery attitude and ability to perform under pressure are exactly what the Cowboys need from their depth players. Whether it's stepping in during a key moment or contributing on special teams, Brooks' versatility could prove to be a significant asset. One aspect that often gets overlooked when evaluating young players like Brooks is their ability to contribute in areas beyond just catching passes. Special teams play is critical for any player on the bubble, and Brooks' competitive nature and athleticism could make him a valuable asset in that phase of the game as well. Cowboys Nation, what do you think about Jaylen Brooks' potential to contribute on special teams? Do you see him as a player who could make an impact in that area, or do you think his focus should remain on developing as a receiver? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Beyond special teams, Brooks could also see opportunities in specific offensive packages designed to exploit his strengths. Imagine a scenario where the Cowboys use Brooks in the slot or on the outside in certain formations, utilizing his physicality and aggression to create mismatches against opposing defenders. It's this kind of strategic deployment that could help Brooks carve out a niche role within the offense, even if he's not a primary target. As the season progresses, injuries and matchups will inevitably create opportunities for players like Brooks to step up. The NFL is a league where next man up isn't just a saying, it's a reality. Having a player with Brooks' mentality waiting in the wings gives the Cowboys a valuable insurance policy in case one of the starters goes down. Let's talk potential matchups. With the Cowboys facing a tough schedule this season, including games against top-tier defenses like the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers, having a player like Brooks who can bring a physical edge to the receiving corps could be a game-changer. His ability to win contested catches and battle through physical coverage could be exactly what the Cowboys need in those tough, grinded-out games. But of course, all of this hinges on Brooks continuing to develop and seize the opportunities that come his way. Training camp is one thing, but performing in the regular season is a whole different ballgame. The good news is that Brooks has shown he has the right mindset. He's hungry, he's competitive, and he's not afraid to mix it up with anyone, even an all-pro like Trayvon Diggs. What do you think, Cowboys Nation? Are you optimistic about Brooks' chances to make an impact this season? Or do you think he still has more to prove before he can be considered a key contributor? We want to hear your thoughts, so be sure to drop a comment and join the discussion. Another factor to consider is the influence of the coaching staff on Brooks' development. The Cowboys have a strong group of coaches who excel at getting the most out of their players, especially wide receivers coach Robert Prince. His experience and expertise could be instrumental in helping Brooks refine his route running, improve his consistency, and unlock his full potential as an NFL receiver. Speaking of coaching, what role do you think Robert Prince and the rest of the staff will play in Brooks' development? How important is coaching in the transition from college to the NFL, especially for a late-round pick like Brooks? Share your insights in the comments. We're always interested in hearing different perspectives. As we wrap up this segment on Jaylen Brooks, it's clear that he's a player to watch as the Cowboys prepare for the regular season. He's got the talent, the drive, and the attitude to make a name for himself, but now it's all about execution. If Brooks can continue to show the dog in him and perform when it matters most, he could be a surprise contributor for the Cowboys this season. Before we go, don't forget to subscribe to Cowboys News TV for more in-depth coverage and analysis as we get closer to Week 1. We've got plenty of content coming your way, from game previews and player spotlights to breakdowns of key matchups and much more. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know about all the latest Cowboys news and updates. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Cowboys fans. The more support we get, the more content we can create for you, so let's keep this community growing strong. That's all for today, Cowboys Nation. Thanks for joining us as we break down Jaylen Brooks' journey through training camp and his fight for a roster spot. We'll be back soon with more updates and analysis, so stay tuned and keep that Cowboy spirit alive. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and go Cowboys!